Hello, good night, everyone. Welcome to our last episode of Saturday Tea Night for 2020. Are you guys excited tonight?
Yes, I am very excited to be here tonight again.
Yes, I am excited.
Our last Saturday Tea Night ever for 2020. We would like to say thank you to everyone because normally we would have Saturday Tea Night last Saturday. But since this is our last one, we plan it for today. So we appreciate everyone for being here with us tonight. And we thank you and we hope you had a great holiday. How you ladies doing?
I am doing well. I had a great Christmas, and I'm still in the spirit, I'm still the holiday spirit. Excited for 2021 to come.
Are you there, T? How are you doing tonight? Thank
I am doing great. I'm feeling great. Happy about Christmas. Happy about everything, so far. So I'm doing great. Have to be grateful.
That's so good to hear.
Great.
Great to hear. Everyone, please share the live tonight. Tonight we have a very interesting topic related to everyone, all the family member, and also please join us on our YouTube. Subscribe for our video on YouTube, and please share the live because you don't want to miss this topic. It's really important for your life, for your well-being, and for the whole happy family. So again, we want to say thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And my name is Janie, and here at Mama Wellness, we inspire healthier family by empowering mom with the education, resource, support, pre and post conception. I'm leaving it to you now, to Evely.
That's right. You said everything. Well, tonight we have a special guest. Her name is Daddy Michelle. She's my sister. We are going to discuss self care. As women, we have busy schedules. Sometimes we prioritize our schoolwork, our jobs, our family, our children. We sometimes lack on ourselves to give the care that we need to be able to provide for everybody. So, Daddy, can you define what is self care?
Self-care is very broad, but it's basically is anything that you do to keep yourself healthy. It could be physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's very important to have some type of self-care in your schedule because oftentimes it's the first thing to go when we are very busy, whether it's about like, if we're in a bad health, if we have a financial situation, if we lost a job, divorce, or current any type of current situation, or even the pandemic that's still going on. It's
Mhm.
very important to add self-care into your either weekly or monthly, but just don't ever forget about self-care.
Yes, that's very important. Thank you. Yeah. So then, can you tell us, like, why is self care important? Like you mentioned, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Let's start with mentally. Why is self care important mentally?
Well, I would say mentally, it's mental and emotion goes together. So I would just say, like, if you're dealing with something, it's very, very good to either talk to someone if you have someone that you can speak to. You can, if you don't have someone you can speak to, you can write it down in a journal, read it, or do something to get your mind off of that a significant thing that you're dealing with right now. You could listen to music, you could go work out, you could take a walk, you can cry it out. It's there's nothing wrong with crying it out. You can hug someone, you can cuddle, you can, you can laugh, you can even take a nap because sometimes when we're so overwhelming, it's just so much that you're tired, and it's okay to just, you know what, let me just put this in the back of my head right now, let me take a nap, let me see how I can come up with new solution for the problem that you're dealing with. So that definitely is something big on the mental mind and emotional.
That's so good to hear.
And I feel like also when you don't put yourself first when making long decisions, it comes with with a lot of consequences. Like you're gonna be burnt out, you're gonna have depression, you're gonna have anxiety, you're gonna have resentment towards the thing that you really wanted to do, but you were so afraid or you care about what others think, or you might just be burned out that you just did not take that step. And it become very hostile. It has a lot of negative complications. So I think that it is very, very important to do self-care.
Yes, I agree with you. And especially when you say during COVID, I see myself having some difficulty, with the situation because, especially myself, sometimes I'm a hugger. I like to hug people, and because of the COVID, like you have to be cautious. Even you can even shake hands now, and I believe shaking hands, like physical support, it's really important. When you're going through someone and someone touch you physically, and it's feel like it reassure you. And that's why I think that it's very important, like for us to improve self-care in your life. I have one question for you, Daddy. um what do you think, like how do you think someone should incorporate self-care? Should it be like something daily or monthly or weekly?
I know that we all very busy. So some have a better opportunity to do it weekly, sometimes even twice a week, versus someone that has a busy schedule that might only maybe every 2 weeks or maybe once a month. But as long as it doesn't go beyond once a month, I think that's okay, because again, everyone's self-care is different, because you might think that it's burnt out, but if you just pick a little something, let's just say throughout the day, you at work, you've been working 12-hour shifts, you're very busy, but you really like, let's just say, Starbucks coffee, and you haven't been able to get that all week. So it's like, you know what? Let me just take 5 minutes and run to Starbucks really quickly and make
Mm-hmm.
myself a little happy. That's self care, So it's like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, wait, I forgot to do this routine. I forgot to do that routine. No, it could be the littlest thing that you think it's gonna make you feel better.
Yes, you're right. It's like, uh, it's just, it's weird. Like, as mom, you don't think, I know, as woman, you think, oh, it's easy for me to just go get myself a cup of coffee, or I can just run to the store and get myself something I like. You don't think of it as self-care, but truly, that little thing can make your day. If you take 5 minutes for yourself, you're like, oh yeah, let me please myself, let me reward myself with something, and that can boost you up and let you have a better day than you plan to. So I do agree. So do something for yourself. That's something that we should do it. Even not like you mentioned, not every day, but that's something we have to keep in mind, so that we should do it at least even once a week. Once a week, I'm going to Starbucks, get myself a coffee, or I'm treating myself with a nice salad today because I deserve that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny how you say it, because me back in the day, when someone says self-care, I see myself going to the spa, and I'll be like, oh, I don't have time to go to the spa.
Mm-hmm.
Even getting your nails done as a mom, you don't have time for that. So now you feel you feel down. You say, "Oh my God, now I don't practice self care and stuff and so forth." So that's why now, like seeing, because now seeing, like when you say Starbucks now dirty, now I feel like even listening to music or singing, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
self care also, because from what you just say, I think doing self care is doing something that you enjoy, that's something you like, and something that is good for yourself to reduce stress.
Definitely. Like just, sometimes if you're driving to work, listen to your favorite music,
Yeah.
just, have a little jam session. If that makes you happy for the moment, that's all. Because you might think, oh, you know what, I only spend, 30 minutes listening to my music. That is huge. That is huge on your
Hmm.
mental state. It really is. Because the single most common reason people say for not participating in self-care is lack of time. Like I know, we're all busy throughout your day. I'm sure if you can, and the thing is there's nothing wrong with asking for 5 minutes to yourself, like okay, even if you have kids, let's just say they're taking a nap, that time that could be for you, even though you know what,
Hmm.
let's say you're at home, you have a lot of dishes you have to do, you're running around, the kids are all over the place, now they finally take a nap, you're like, you know what, my self-care is cleaning that kitchen because that will make me feel better because now I have a clean kitchen,
Yes, yes, that's
like
true.
anything to be positive, to make your mind, feel at ease. I feel like that's self-care.
That's so good. Yeah, that's I commonly agree because when the house is clean, I feel like I'm in a better place. My mind is better. I'm happier, and I can relate.
Yeah, because remember, self-care is about you. It's not about, what others might do. Because some people, like for me, for instance, self-care for me is to just be by myself for a few, either, for a day, even, that's just my self-care. But then some people are just like, no, I could never, like I can't just be by myself. But it's like, my definition is different than yours, so
Hmm.
I feel like what works for one person may not work for the other, but that's just the beauty of self-care, you know.
I agree with that.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Like myself, one of the things I do for self care for myself, I spend, I take my phone in the shower, I put music on. So I stay in the shower for an extra 5 minutes. I'm like, and after that, I feel better because as a mom, with my first two children, I didn't used to practice self care, and I used to be so frustrated and stuff. And I'm like, and I can see the difference now when I tell my husband that, I need some time for myself, and he's like, okay, sure. But before, I never mentioned that to him. And I used to blame him for no reason. And then I feel better when I take that moment for myself. And then when I spend time with my kids, I feel happier and I have more energy. And I'm like, wow, self care is very important, and we need to do it. Even self care doesn't have to be long, like you mentioned. You might need a day. 5 minutes for me is enough. Somebody else might need 20 minutes or half an hour. But as long as you're practicing self care, that's something that we have to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. Like just one of our viewers saying, like because of the pandemic, it's very hard to do things that you used to do as self-care, like you're saying, Jenny, like you like to go to the spa, but now that the pandemic is going on, it used to be closed, I don't think it's still open, you can't do that anymore. So it's like they say, she said that she likes to watch Netflix and eat ice cream. I feel like,
Mhm.
okay, you can replace that. That's a great self-care, as long as
Yes,
you know what,
yes,
this is gonna make me happy. It might not be spa, but maybe I could do a at-home facial. That's.
yes. I agree. Binge watching never die. I remember actually after I had my second baby, I watched that show Desperate Housewife. I watched it again the whole season. And it's so fun. I agree. I completely agree with binge watching. There's something that I would say about physical. I remember we just spoke about mental, but when it comes to physical, why is it important to practice self care?
Well, just like one of our viewers was asking, he was like, "How do you let your partners know when you need time for yourself?" It might be hard, especially because if you guys are, living together, or you guys are together all the time, it will be hard. But then also you have to put yourself first, and because the person really love you or understand you, they should be able to understand, you know what, she or he needs that time off, This is
Mm-hmm.
my time also to do my self-care. So I feel like that you can incorporate it in that way, as if like, you know what, I need a day for myself. This is, I can't take it. Talk about it. You know what? I need a day for myself. But how about you do the things that you really wanted to do, and that way we both can, do our own thing, and we have our own self-care. I think that's a great way. And also, like, physical is just, you can work out daily, you take a walk, you eat healthy, you get your
Mm-hmm.
annual checkup, because a lot of people, especially men, they do not do annual checkup. So you could do that. Go to the dentist, take your medications as prescribed. you know um Avoid drugs and alcohol. Make sure you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. That's very important, especially as we get older. We're adults, so we're thinking, you know what? I'm so used to 4 or 5 hours. I'm okay. No,
Mm-hmm.
that takes a lot. That takes a big toll on your mental. That's the thing. We're coming back to mentally. Every
Mm-hmm.
single thing that you do, it affects you mentally. So you taking 5 hours for the past 2 3 years, thinking that, oh, that's just the way of my life. That's just that I'm good with that. It's really not, because if you had the chance to take 7 hours or even 9 hours of sleep, you will feel a huge difference. A huge difference. So yes, make sure you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. See your physician when you do not feel well. Do not go on YouTube or Google and go take some, I'll drink some tea, or I'll put a heating pad, or I'll put an ice pack and I'll be fine. No, because then mentally you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I'm not good enough to, to make sure I'm okay, because you might not think that way, but mentally that's what you're saying to yourself. You know what? I'll be okay. But why should you feel that way? Like, you are you. Like, you're the only one who cares enough about you than
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So you putting yourself second or third, it's a huge burden on your mental health. So go to the doctor. If you have a headache for the past 3 days, stop taking Tylenol. Stop doing that. Go to the doctor and see what's wrong. Even if they say, there's nothing wrong, but at least, you know what? I check myself, and they say I'm not, I'm okay. At least I have that peace of mind. That's what it comes down to. So yeah, work out. If you can't work out, especially now during the pandemic, there's, the gyms are limited. Walk around your house for a little bit, especially if you have kids. You run around with them, all day, so that's a workout for you. You don't have to go to the gym. Take a walk, eat healthy, try to do that. Not everyone has the budget to buy the healthiest of food, but whenever you do get that chance, that do that, and that will make you feel better.
You're right. I agree. I agree. Like, if we go back with sleeping, for the past few days, I didn't sleep. I think I slept like about 4 hours. And for during the day, I feel so grumpy. I'm like, I feel some type of way. I'm not as happy as I was, or excited. I'm like, my husband is saying, "What's wrong? What's going on?" I'm like, I don't know. I just feel some type of way. But then when I look at, I'm like, I only had 4 hours of sleep. Maybe that's why, because I can't figure out what's wrong. But then I didn't get enough sleep. So yes, like you mentioned, sleeping is very important. We have to make sure that we get enough sleep.
And I agree also with when you say how you let partner know you need some time for yourself. It's very important to have some you time. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
called self
Yeah.
care. You and your partner, or even friendship. You can call your friend and be like, "Oh, I'm going to be MIA for a day or 2 days because I need to
Mm-hmm.
take
Mm-hmm.
care of myself to practice." And that person should actually applaud you for doing this, not feeling some type of way, because that's what it's support, and communication. As long as you let someone know that I need this time for myself, and that person should respect it, because when you have time, because if you don't love yourself, who is going to love you? Because your I don't remember where I saw it, and it was something to say your body is a temple and you need to take care of it. You need to um take care of your body mentally, physically, and all of the aspect. So I definitely agree with that.
Definitely.
Yes.
Totally.
And I
Yeah.
feel like also environmentally, like when you take a walk somewhere nice, like I don't know if everybody's in New York, but a lot of our listeners are saying about places to go, like Cold Spring Harbor. It's such a nice place. There's a nice trail walk there. You could
Mm-hmm.
just do that. Take your kids, they love to run around. Take them with you.
Mm-hmm.
Environmentally, that's, and also recycle, it's I don't know, for me, self-care wise, recycling, I feel so much better when I'm like, "Hey, you know what, I put the trash where the trash belongs and the recycle." I feel so much better.
Protect the nature.
Yeah, like I'm doing something good for the environment and for myself. So I feel great about that, like clean the house, like do something else to the house, redesign the house. If you always, especially now we have a lot of time in our hands because we don't get a chance to go out all the time anymore. If you thinking about redecorating your home, you can
Mm-hmm.
do that now. That's a great self-care.
I agree. Definitely agree.
Yes. You know, um, just to answer, there's a question. Patricia asked a question: how should single mom handle self care? Yeah, I'm gonna say that, like myself, sometimes I put the kids to bed early. I make sure that they go to bed at 8 o'clock. I know that before I fall asleep, I have 1 hour for myself. It's either I watch a TV show, or I listen to audiobook, or I do something for myself. So single mom, they might not have the support that from a partner or family member or friend, especially with in this pandemic. But if you, it's best for single mom to manage their schedule, then so that you can create that me time, and then when you wake up in the morning, so you can be more energized, more happy, so you can be around your children and then give them the love that they need. I don't know if you ladies have anything else to say on that part.
No, I definitely agree with that. And also connect with there's some healthy content and engagement on social media. I find a group that you can find support and connect with other moms, other single moms. I think there's so many page about single moms project and share idea. You might ask that person, "Oh, hey, what have been worked for you? I'm a single mom," and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to connect with other people
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's healthy and it's good for your mind, and share ideas, because that's as a human being we never know. That's why it's very important to connect with other people and share ideas, like ask what worked for you and you try it, see if it will work for you in the future.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so too. I think also like single moms, you guys might not have a lot of time to yourself, but also let's just say, you went to work and now you're home with the kids, you're taking care of the kids, and then it's time to wind down for them to go to sleep. I feel like maybe it might not be self-care just you alone, but you doing something with the kids that night. Let's say, oh, you know what, we'll watch a movie together, or you know what, well, let's cook together, or you know what, let's just put these things away together. If that makes you feel a little bit relief, I take that as self-care. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
also I feel that if you manage just the kids' schedule, like sleeping schedule, try to get them to bed early. So when they do get to
Mm-hmm.
bed, you still have a little bit of time for yourself before you have to get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So I feel like you can try to rework the schedule of what you had before for your own self-care.
Yeah, and also prioritize your well-being. It's okay if the house is upside down. You get to sleep. Put the baby next to you. That's what I used to do sometimes when I'm tired. I'll put the kids next to me while they taking a nap, and I sleep too. And when I get up, I'll take it again. But it's very important, your mental well-being over everything.
Definitely. Definitely. And I was just seeing Jean Glemmo said, is there such thing as too much self-care? And also he's feeling guilty about a lot of self-care. But I feel like there is a thin line between self care and self absorbent. Like if you're a very selfish, self absorbed person that you think that every single thing is no, I
About
can't do
you.
that. I have to do my self care. I think that's too much. But but you cannot have self care every day. Like no, you have things you have to do. You have self-care because you're so overwhelmed, you're so overworked. You can't just there and like, oh no, today's self-care day, tomorrow is self-care day. Like no, then it's just like a everyday routine, and it's actually not self-care because you're so worried about having self-care that you are jeopardizing your mental health.
Yes,
you
yes.
know
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Yeah.
Ah,
To go back on the physical part, Katia mentioned that when gym are closed, there are some YouTube workout video. I know some people sometimes we don't want to pay those app workout, or we're not even motivated enough to do them, even though we download those app. But we can find some workout videos on YouTube, and maybe
yeah,
we can I can call Jenny or I can call you, Daddy, and say like, let's do a team workout. Katia mentioned that she can do we can do a team. She said that we can do a team
side
project.
project.
Maybe we can tag
That
her
sounds
together.
good.
That's one of our goals,
I'm all for it.
so we can work out together.
Yes, yes. Actually, I love that idea because sometimes,
Yes.
as a mom, we say we don't have enough time. We don't have enough
Hmm.
time. And sometimes we need push. We need someone to push us to get stuff done, especially to love ourselves. Because as a mom, we tend to put ourselves last. We put the kids, the husband and partner, and we put ourselves last. So that's why it's important as a mom to take care
yeah,
of ourselves first and
Yeah,
take care.
with busy schedule in general, with every sometimes we like even though as single mom or like as single ladies, I know we have some viewers who not mom or like Daddy herself. She's not a
yeah,
mom. So she can be sometimes we overwhelmed with our work, with school, with things we have going on in life. Finding somebody, a workout buddy that motivates you to keep up with the goals that you want to achieve. So that's something we should keep in mind. Reach out to somebody. I'm gonna reach out to you ladies so we can do this project together.
Yes, yes, I'm all for it. All for it. Um, I have a question, Daddy. Is there other wellness dimension that we can like categorize in, like in terms of self-care? Is there other dimension other than mental and physical that we can incorporate for self-care?
definitely. Self-care has about 8 dimensions of wellness, which is emotional, environmental, which we spoke about, financial,
Mhm.
intellectual, occupational, physical, social, and spiritual. With that financial self care, you can develop a practical financial plan. Like don't go over your budget because then that creates stress, and that also we're back again to the emotional state of self care because you're so worried about everything that you probably overdid it. Now you're stressed and you can't really do self-care. You can open up a savings account. You can start saving even $1 a day. It's good as long as you feel mentally it's helping you, then that's what it is. Try saving even if you're already saving. Invest, cut back on unnecessary purchases, consider where you can cut corners, avoid credit cards, ask
Mhm.
for a raise because especially if you've been out of job for a while and you know that you are a good employee, there's nothing wrong with asking for a raise. And that's the thing also I want people to know. There's nothing wrong with the word no. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people are scared of the no. What is the worst that can happen besides
Mhm.
no? It's just That's what it is. No, okay, you know what? I'm going to work my butt off and I'm going to show you next time why you missed out on me. There is nothing wrong with hearing no. I think we have to really, we have to accept that,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
not everything, especially at the right time, not everything is supposed to work out at any time. There has to be the right time for you. So you might be a no now, but maybe 3 months from now, they might say, you know what? I see that you're really working. So let me give you a raise and let me give you more than you asked me for.
Mm-hmm.
So no is not the end of all, you know?
Mhm.
And I just, intellectually read a book, listen to an audiobook if you don't have time to read a book,
Mm-hmm.
watch documentaries, complete your puzzles. Now there's free puzzles on the apps. If you have Android or iOS, there's free puzzles there. You can do that. Be mindful of the world around you. Become curious. Try something new.
Yes.
That's very important, to not limit yourself just because you're not used to something, because I'm pretty sure what you're doing before you did not do before.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get used to something else as long as it's something that you like, because you can
Yes.
try something and you
Yeah.
don't like it, and you can say no to that and you can do something else. Tap into your creativity, take a class on anything. I feel like that's intellectually going to help you with your
Mm-hmm.
self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
And
And there's
and
free
saying the no.
classes
Yeah,
online.
definitely. There's free classes online. Google is offering free classes right now,
Mm-hmm.
just take that just to refresh your mind. That if that helps you, do it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Evelyn, you were about to say something.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, on like Daddy mentioned, it's okay to say no. Like myself, that not no wasn't a word in my dictionary. I always go out of my way to also to help somebody, or to do what I think that I have to do. It's like, I have to complete this today. If I don't, it's gonna be too much work for me tomorrow. But then I start, I'm like, let me say no to this for now, and then let me take care of myself. I'm like, look at this. I'm still me, and I'm happier instead of trying to please somebody else or helping. It's not good to help others, but sometimes you going out of your way to please other people, but then you forget about yourself and saying no, and then you feel overwhelmed. It's not like you're happy because you said yes to that person, but you're just trying to please people. But by
Other,
saying
yeah.
no, yeah, and that do make me feel better, and I'm sure that people can relate to that also.
Definitely.
I myself can relate because back in the day, I'm scared to say no because I feel like, oh, if I say no, that person is not gonna be happy with me. Now you feel yourself being anxious because
Putting
you're
stress on
scared
yourself.
now. Meanwhile, you can't even do it, but you're scared to say no because you don't want that person to be mad at you for no reason. Actually,
Yeah.
yes, for no reason. So, you know, that person will get over it. That person will be mad for one day. Then the next day, that person might even ask himself or herself, "Why I'm even mad?" So that's why make sure you always prioritize yourself.
Yeah, and also it's like, don't just say no without an explanation. I mean, sometimes there's no need for explanation, depends on the situation, but also if you say no and you give them the reason to say the reason why you said no, now it's just up to them on how they want to take it. Now it's no longer up to you about how they might feel because you say no. It's just, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I say no because I don't feel comfortable with this, or I don't think this is going to work for me,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is. And if you say that and they still not accepting that, no, that's not up to you anymore. That's just, they have to come to part with that. So I feel like that also a lot of people might say, like you said, I don't want to say no because I don't want them to feel any type of way. But as long as you explain yourself, it doesn't have to be, a long chapter, a long, just no, because I don't feel like it, or I know I don't like it. Also, just don't just say no just because, like, I don't know. No, because for my well-being, I just don't want to do that. And that's perfectly fine because we all have things that we like and things we don't like.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. And also, there's part when you say spiritual, like for self care. I think even like going to church, that's part of
Yeah.
self-care because you taking care of your spirit and you connecting with God, reading a Bible. That's self-care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Self-care is not, it's really broad from what I understand. Even like right now we're doing self-care because it's us.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like we don't have to be perfectionists for us to have self-care. Um just like I said before, just because someone is doing this does not mean that you have
Mhm.
to force yourself to do that too. Just because, oh, you know what, that person life is looking great because they doing this, but then you try it and you don't like it, but then you wondering what's wrong with me, why I don't like it.
Mhm.
It works for them, why can't it work for me? Because it's their self-care. You have
Mhm.
your own plan, you create your own goals for self-care. Like spiritually, you can meditate, you can pray, you can do yoga, like you do meditation yoga. You could visit a meaningful website that do right by others, like you can donate, you can be mindful, you can consider your higher purpose and meaning of life. Those are all spiritual things that you can do. Like you said, go to church, you go, anything that upkeep your spiritual being, do
Yes.
that.
Yes. I agree. Yeah, I agree. So basically, I think that self care is you have to strive for balance within your lifestyle. Do something that make you happy. I'm still being me, but I
Yeah,
have everything else handled.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, like socially also,
Mhm.
you can meet up with friends and family for self-care. You can keep in contact with old friends, you can volunteer, you can go out, you can have fun. Also, you can have, when I say have fun, you can literally have fun. Don't go out and then did not take care of what you need to take care of self-care wise, and then having to worry about it when you're outside, because then that's not
Mhm.
self-care on your part if you're worrying, because now your mental state is all stressed. So you don't want to do that also. So just have fun, engage in healthy social media use, laugh. you know I think those are all part of self-care.
Yeah, and also when you talk about the financial tip, I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important the saving part, like when you save even $1, because going on vacation doesn't have to hurt your budget. You can save, create use a template and save and enjoy have, because vacation is very very important, because when I go on vacation it's like you disconnect from everything and you enjoy the moment that, but and at the same time I feel like, because this happened to me before once, after vacation I'm broke. And now I go back on my old me, my old self, like the anxiety and everything. That's why it's very important. You plan vacation, you plan a vacation, you enjoy it, and you come back working, and nothing affect your budget. I just want to point that out.
Yeah. I want to point something as mom. Sometimes, really with school, we have a schedule for our children. You have to go do your schoolwork, you have to do homework, and I need you to do. Sometimes we give them extra work to do, just so they can keep up with the school curriculum. But then, as parents, I feel like we have to teach our children also how to practice self care. It's not just like, oh, you have to do your schoolwork, you have to do this, you have to do that. I know play they love to play, of course. But then do we ask them what is something that they enjoy doing? So that we can make sure they are practicing that at least once a day. They are kids. We cannot just keep it's okay, just go play. Sometimes they just go play. They don't I know I'm sure they're happy, but asking them what how to practice self care, that's something that should be a part of that's something kids should learn to do. And as they
Yeah.
grow up, they would learn to take care of themselves too.
Yes. Yes, I agree. We have to practice self-care at a young age.
Yes.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. And also I just wanna share a tape like for, and I know this is the end of the year. Like in this 2021 is coming on, and 2020 was like everyone know. I don't even have to say how
Yeah.
2020 was. So I just wanna share an advice to everyone. When you have time, create a vision board for yourself to prioritize. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do for self care. This is what I'm gonna do for my future. This is what I'm gonna do for the year. I found myself being overwhelmed with so much, with having kids. I wasn't into calendar, but right now I have to create my own vision board. So hopefully, someone can do it, and it might be helpful for that person. That's why I wanted to share that tip. And prioritize what you're gonna do for yourself next year, for your family, for your at your job, whether you're professionally, what else, spiritually, what else, financially,
Mm.
physically, mentally, what else, Daddy? I forgot the other one.
Yes. It's emotional, environmental, financial, intellectual, occupational, physical, social, and spiritual.
Rachel. Yeah.
Yes, put all of that for your plan for 2021. You don't need a big resolution. Just put out what you're gonna do in all those
Mm.
dimension and stick to it.
Yes. I agree.
That's what I wanted to say.
I agree. Well,
Yes, and
that was a
we
great
have a
conversation.
question. Yes, and we have a question here from Patricia Desert from Facebook. She say, "How do you make sure you don't cross the line of selfishness?"
Well, I think I
Yeah.
said that already, as in like, uh don't just say you're doing self-care every day to avoid people or avoid situation just because you don't feel like getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like self-care shouldn't, I personally don't think it's also right to have self-care every day, because it's like, well, let me not say to have self care every day. You can have self care every day, as in, like, a few minutes here and there, but you cannot do the whole day every day, as in, what? No, I don't feel like getting into it right now. I have to do self care. I feel like that's also, you're dealing with something if you don't want to, get into what you have to do. That I feel like that's the selfish aspect, as in, like, also if you want your day to yourself and you have a partner, and you are not communicating that with your partner, and you just out and about, and then just because, oh, you know what, today is my self-care day, and I don't care if you know, or if you are okay for the day, because self-care does not also mean neglecting others. You should
Mm-hmm.
also always know how they feel. Just know that you are first, and if you're doing something that's not harming them or yourself, I think that that's okay for you to do. Is just communicating with your partner or significant other that this is what you're doing for the day, but not every day, because you're neglecting them, and that's not right. That's selfish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I'll say. I'll say beautiful conversation.
Yeah, I feel like we can
I feel
take
like we
all
covered
night and
everything.
talking about self. I agree with everything you say, Daddy. Thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing
so much.
your knowledge with us.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I'm
having
not
me.
sure. I'm
And
not sure if you have.
I want to.
Go ahead.
I
I
want
was
to
just.
thank our viewer for being involved in this conversation. We had so much comment, questions. Thank you guys for being part of this conversation. And we all were practicing self care right there.
Yes.
Oh yes, yes, we were. And like I said, we don't know what 2021 is going to bring us, what other hit, but doing everything that Daddy was telling us tonight, I feel like we can be prepared mentally, physically for 20 for the no, the new year coming up, and and make the best of it. Find a hobby, find yourself a new hobby, taking care of your finances, your family, your friends,
Mhm.
and don't be afraid to connect with other people and don't be shy.
Mhm.
This year, I broke my shyness, and I just want to encourage everyone, don't be shy, make new friends. Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. Make
Mhm.
new friends and see if it can be healthy for you. It's not healthy, you can end it right there.
Yes. Yes.
No
As long
stress.
as you are happy, it's about
Yes,
you. Yes.
yes, I agree. So thank you, Daddy. Thank you for everything again. I
Thank you.
can't say thank you enough. And thank you, Evelyn, for inviting your sister
Yes.
and reminding
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
us. Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Thank you so much. We started this year. We didn't know that we could make it, but we thank God that we started and we ending 2020, even though things were rough, but we did it. And we are looking forward to see
everyone.
you all in 2021. And if any of you haven't subscribed or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe on the YouTube page. Also, check out MamaWellnessClub.com. We have a lot of surprises. There is a store. We have blogs, and then you guys can subscribe for whenever because we have new things coming up.
We have
So
so many new
subscribe on the
stuff,
webpage.
exciting stuff.
Yes.
And also, please join our group, ladies. We're gonna share so many templates involving self-care. 2021 should be different from 2020. I know, like it's been hard on so many of us, and I wanna give yourself an applaud for doing it. We did it, and let's start 2021 straight. I mean, strong. That's what I
Strong.
meant. Let's start it strong, and then we can add it strong. And let's connect, ladies. Let's connect and let's share some idea.
Yeah.
Please be involved in the group. We love you guys. And also, I just want to put that out. We're gonna take a short break. Mama's one is gonna do a little self care.
Yeah, that's from the live. That's from the Saturday tea night. We need some self
Yes.
care, so we'll take a break.
We're gonna take a break, and we will come back stronger. And we have so many great stuff coming up. We don't want you guys missing it.
Yes. Thank you,
So
everyone. Happy holiday and happy New Year.
happy New
See you
Year
2021.
2021. Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Take
everybody.
care.
Thank you.